Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Armani.
I'm Billy.
And today we're talking about all the life updates that we've had since the last time we posted. Let's go.
On our last update, we were looking at wedding venues in LA. We showed you a couple places that we liked, but ultimately we picked Intercontinental Hotel. So in August 2022, we found out that we were pregnant.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. It's the baby. See that the circle, the white circle, the yolk sac, and the baby always comes off it. And the thing this is the baby, okay?
Oh.
It looks like see, you can see your heart beating right there in the middle. See that? That right there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I always say that it looks like a cheese puff.
And we were excited about having either gender, boy or girl.
We were more prepared to have a girl though.
Only because, so I've always dreamed about having a boy. I don't know why.
That I was gonna have a girl.
And since he was like really young, his mom always told him that he was gonna have two girls.
Yep.
So I kind of warmed up to the idea of that we were gonna have a girl. But I remember when I was like maybe 10 weeks pregnant or something, I had a dream that it was a boy. But I still, kind of in my mind,
when you had that dream though, I was like, oh, it's probably a boy.
But in my mind, I'm still, thinking that it was a girl, and it kind of warmed up to the idea.
Yeah.
So we had like 10 beautiful girl names.
Girl names are so pretty.
Needless to say, we found out we were having a boy, which Armani here was a little bit scared about.
I'm excited either way. Well, I was excited either way, but for me, like having a boy, I just thought about me as a kid and how terrible I was.
Are you okay over here? Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm just overwhelmed with happiness. Just overwhelmed with happiness. I was like, if my son is anything like me as a kid, we're in for it. So
payback, I guess.
Payback, yeah.
I had my maternity leave. I had found out my baby was breached at that time. So what's up, guys? I'm still here on maternity leave. My face and shit all swollen. My hands super swollen. Looks like sausage fingers. But we have a lot of shit, but I've cleared some of it out. So the situation is I'm almost 36 weeks and baby boy is breech. So I've been doing like all these exercises, doing inversions, bouncing on the ball, as you can see there. I've been walking like 10,000 steps a day, basically trying to flip him. The most frustrating thing I think is like at 31 or 32 weeks, he was like in the best position. And I went to Costco and I had like a chicken bake. And I remember that night feeling like bad stomach cramps, like upset. I almost went to the ER because it hurt so bad, but I'm pretty sure that's when he turned, which kind of sucks because now we're week 36 and now he's breech. So I don't know what's gonna happen. The doctor is gonna talk to us tomorrow as I have an appointment. What's up, guys? I'm going to my 37-week appointment. And we're gonna check if baby still is breached, which I'm pretty sure he is because I can feel his head right underneath my right ribs. So like every time I eat, like I get like acid reflux like almost right away. I can barely like hold down any food that well. I'm still trying to like do all my exercises despite his little chance of flipping. So might schedule a C-section today. We'll see how it goes, but we're thinking May 1st, or if that's too late, because I'll be like 39 weeks and 4 days or so, or maybe the week before, which is April 24th. I can't have it on my sister's birthday because she'll kill me, which is April 27th. And on week 37 and 3 days, I remember in the morning I lost like my mucus plug, And we read online, you don't know, like this is my first pregnancy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Sunday night, like afternoon, we decided to put the car seat in.
Yep.
In the car. We're like, hey, I'm 37 weeks. This is way too early to be doing this, but whatever. Let's just do it for the heck of it. And then at night, around like 10:30 p.m., I started having like cramps, like, I've been having Braxton Hicks contractions. They're just like tightening, of your stomach, but like nothing of it was painful. This one was kind of like a little bit like period cramps, but it was kind of happening throughout the day, but I didn't really think much of it, because in my head, I'm like 37 weeks, that's way too early. And then when I went to bed around like 11, it started happening every like 15 minutes.
Yep.
It happened for like maybe an hour or so. And then I called the hospital saying, hey, should I come in? My contractions are every 12 to 15 minutes. It's my first pregnancy. They're painful, but not like, they're manageable. And the nurse said like, you can come in if you want, but if you're not in true labor, we may send you home. Mm-hmm. And nobody wants to go back home in the middle of the night, get checked in 3 a.m.
I knew though. I took a nap. I said, we're going to, this baby's going to labor tonight. So let me take a nap. So I took a nap and you woke me up at what time?
So after like, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes of those, like an hour of having like contractions for like every 12 minutes, all of a sudden at midnight, they started coming every 5 minutes. And they say if your contractions come every 5 minutes,
it's going down.
For 1 minute long, you need to go to the hospital. But in my, I was counting it and my contractions were only lasting like 30 seconds, but they were for every 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. I started taking screenshots of like, the time I was having contractions. But again, they were painful, but not like severe pain to me. Yeah. Maybe because I have really bad period cramps.
She wakes me up and I'm like, she's like, my water broke. And I'm like, huh? And I look down and there's water in the bed and I'm like, oh, it's going down. And then I tried my best to stay as calm as possible, but I just was like, let's go. So I think I made a cup of coffee.
You did.
Because I was like, this might be a long night.
Baby was breech, so I knew I was gonna have a C-section no matter what. Yeah. And I know how long it takes, the OR to prepare, all the staff to come through and all that stuff. So while he was making his coffee, I was looking at him like, we gotta go. Like, as soon as I get to the hospital, during check-in, the security guard's like, oh, what are you here for? I'm like, my water broke. And he like gets on the phone. He's like calling the nurse's station. Like, nurse comes out, rushes me to the back. Like, okay, I'm sorry, this is gonna be painful. I'm gonna check you. And she goes, you're 6 centimeters. And that's really far to be, into labor. Yeah. Because 10 centimeters is like when you're supposed to deliver. Yeah. So all of a sudden, I see like 3 nurses rush into my room, and they're sticking in IVs. One person's getting consents. One person's taking vital signs. One person's like putting the baby monitor on. It's kind of crazy actually. Within 30 minutes of getting to the hospital, we were like in the OR. They gave me an epidural, and those contractions were so painful that when that epidural hit, I just felt like I was high. I know they didn't give me anything like through my IV.
You're just so relaxed.
It's just like a local shot through my back, but it was just like so relaxing. And I was like, where's my husband?
So I was really smart. I knew that this was gonna be really stressful and really crazy. So I brought this little flask. It holds a good amount of shots in there.
Like 4 shots.
Yeah, I put tequila in it, and I knew that was gonna be crazy. And eventually, they took me out of the waiting room. They put me in this room to wait right outside the OR. And I see like the staff walking down the hallway, and I'm like, oh, I wonder where they're going, because they looked really stressed. I was like, oh, I wonder where they're going. And they had that look like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And I was like, I wonder where they're going. And they go into the room where Billy is in, and I'm like, shit. So then I took this thing and I just like downed the whole thing while I was in the hallway. And then when I come into the OR, Billy's like laid out there. She's all relaxed.
I could feel the anxiety or
Yeah.
like the stress in the room. It was like dead silent, and it was just me and him talking, trying to like calm each other's nerves.
Yeah, everyone's concentrating. You kept on hearing like, give me that. Oh, wait, grab it. We're like, oh no.
And then, you know, when I look up, I see the anesthesiologist's face.
Yeah.
And then she had that look like deer in the headlights, like,
yeah, like kind of shocked, like,
shit.
Oh no.
And when baby comes out, like they're like, okay, you know, baby's out, and there was like, it was like dead silent for like a minute at least.
At least
it
30
was like
seconds.
the longest 30
Because they're like, baby's
seconds.
out, and it was just silent.
And you know, you're supposed to
like-
hear your baby cry when they come
We're like,
out.
okay. And then eventually we heard this loud scream, and we're just so relieved. We're like,
Yeah.
thank you. Because eventually, when, I don't know.
We both like cried, like, oh,
it was just, it was intense. So then I went over there and cut the umbilical cord, and I got to see my little grumpy baby boy. And it was really prolific.
So when I roll out of the OR, you know, they hand me the baby, and he's already trying to latch, like trying to eat, right? And then all of a sudden this like NICU doctor, like this neonatologist doctor comes through, and he's like, yeah, some of the labs look a little bit off. I'm just gonna double check him. And so he checks him. He's like, yeah, your baby looks like a little jittery, you know. Let's check the blood sugar. So they check the blood sugar. It's 26, which is really low for a
baby. Yeah. So we're all concerned now.
And so they're like, you know, we're gonna send him to the NICU to just watch him and stuff. They take another blood sugar. It's like 38 or 39. 40 is like the cutoff.
Yeah.
I believe. So I'm like, hey, maybe, you know, your machine is just wrong, or maybe you just prick another finger. I don't know. But anyways, I wanted to make sure that the baby was okay. So I said, sure, send him off to NICU. You know, do whatever you need to do in order to.
They're like, we're gonna put an IV
healthy.
in him and all that, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever you gotta do. But
5 hours later, they're like, oh, you know, actually everything is all right. They just drew the labs wrong.
yeah.
And so, you know, 5 hours later, he came back to us. Turns out he's, you know, healthy. We're very lucky, especially for the traumatic birth that I had.
Yeah.
And the next day, our OB doctor comes in, and she was still like shook from the whole experience. She said that when I was on the OR table, I was already 10 centimeters dilated. Wow. And the baby's butt was trying to come through the vagina.
It was trying to come out butt first.
And so when they cut me, his shoulder was already there. So usually when they cut you, you know, the butt or something like that is there, but his shoulder was where the cut incision was. And so she had to push the baby back up through the vagina and go into my pelvis and scoop the baby's butt back out the other way.
Yep.
And
she had little hands.
Without breaking like his shoulder.
She's like, I'm so happy I had little hands because I had to scoop him out, basically, like to get him out of there. And here's our son, Kylo Jin, and he's so cute and he's so precious. And a lot of drama came into your birth. So you're gonna be really happy about it.
And he's only 8 days old. I know we're probably shitty parents. You know, we took him out of the crib just to show you guys.
So that's all we have to say about our life update. We're really excited about getting married and also having our son Kylo.
We're gonna try to post more videos for you guys. It's easier said than done, as you know, with the newborn. Hopefully we get back to traveling soon.
Yeah, maybe we will travel with the newborn.
Yeah.
Keep watching the channel and we will keep you updated.